While you were sleeping, this happened, the tearful confession your soulmate finally made. Blessings of infinite light and love be upon you, my dear friend. May the peace that surpasses all understanding fill your heart and your home right now. Welcome to Angel's message for you. It is a joy to have your energy here with us today. Have you ever woken up suddenly between the hours of 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the morning without any alarm, feeling a strange sensation in your chest? Or perhaps you've been going about your day, driving or working, and suddenly, out of nowhere, a wave of emotion hits you. A memory of a specific person, or just a feeling of being deeply missed. Please do not ignore this video. It did not find its way to your screen by accident. The universe works in mysterious ways, and the algorithms of life are guided by the divine. There is a message here that has been waiting for you, a confirmation of what your intuition has been whispering. Stay with me until the very end, because today we are going to pull back the curtain on the spiritual realm and reveal what has been happening in the heart of the one you love while the rest of the world is asleep. Allow me to reveal an event that echoes in the shadows of the night and the very depths of your being. In the early hours of the morning, while the world slept and silence enveloped the earth, something truly extraordinary happened. The night fell quietly, like a dark, velvet veil covering the world. It was that deep and mysterious hour, a moment when the chaos of the day fades away and the most restless hearts finally reveal their true selves. Then something changed in the air. An inaudible whisper passed through the stars, bringing with it a premonition. There are secrets that the night holds, secrets that I, your guardian angel, need to reveal to you now. You might have been sleeping peacefully, or perhaps you were tossing and turning, unknowingly picking up on this energy. In the early morning, there are no lies. There are no masks to wear for society. The heart, even from a great distance, beats with a sincere rhythm. It was exactly at this hour, when the moon reached its peak, that something profound began to happen to your soulmate. Yes, the one who connects with you spiritually even when you don't realize it. There was a stir on the other side, something that made the wind stop for a moment. You know that in the quiet of the night, emotions gain an unusual strength, don't you? They swell, crossing the barrier of pride and fear. Your person, at this very moment, felt a burning sensation in their chest, as if something or someone was calling them from afar. It was your name. It was a feeling of your warmth. There was a moment when they hesitated, questioning if what they felt was just a product of dreams or something more real. And then suddenly, like a wave crashing on the shore, everything became clear to them. What was this turmoil in their soul? Was it a memory, a longing, or was it an anxiety they couldn't name? Stay with me, breathe deeply, and open your mind, as you are about to uncover what your soulmate experienced in the solitude of the early morning. The early morning advanced slowly, and they found themselves alone with their thoughts. They tried to sleep. They closed their eyes and sought rest, like a castaway seeking dry land in a stormy ocean. But what they found was only a turbulent sea of emotions. Every attempt to forget, to disconnect, to just shut off their brain was in vain. Their heart wouldn't allow it. There was something stronger at play, a restlessness that grew with each passing minute, as if their very soul was calling out your name into the darkness. They fought it, my dear. They tried to convince themselves that it was just the mind playing tricks, just the stress of the day. But you and I know that in the darkness of the early morning, true feelings show themselves in all their intensity. You cannot hide from the truth when the world is silent. And then, amidst their turmoil, something beautiful and heartbreaking happened. The image of your face, the sound of your voice, your small gestures, all came to the forefront of their mind in a whirlwind that took their breath away. Silent tears flowed, not necessarily from sadness, but from an inexplicable longing, a desire to be by your side, to touch you, to whisper words that were never spoken. Oh, if you only knew how much they wished at that very moment to break all barriers of time and space, to teleport instantly just to be with you. The emptiness of the room became almost unbearable for them. They turned in bed, searching for something they couldn't quite define. Maybe the warmth of your embrace, the sound of your breath nearby, anything that would make them feel whole again. But all they found was the echo of their own thoughts, persistently hammering home how important you are and how much they miss you. They wished with all their being that they could fill that void with your presence. It was at that moment that the truth hit them hard. Their heart wasn't complete without you. It was like a painful yet liberating revelation. There are moments, my dear, when two souls touch even from a distance. At that instant, in the silence of the early morning, you might have been enveloped by an inexplicable warmth, an invisible touch. It was them. Yes, your soulmate, lost in their thoughts, reached out their hand for yours in the spirit realm, and you, unknowingly, felt that touch in your heart. You might not have consciously realized it, you might have just shifted in your sleep, but something in you changed. There was a fleeting peace, as if you had been wrapped in a soft, protective cloak. It was their love traveling across the miles that reached you. This is the power of a connection that transcends the physical, communicating through the soul. We often think of communication as text messages or phone calls, but the strongest messages are sent through energy. They finally surrendered. Unable to fight what they felt any longer, they allowed themselves to admit the truth that had been hidden for so long. I love you. These were words perhaps not spoken aloud, but they resonated through the room, through the night, and out into the universe. The love they felt was so vast, so overwhelming, that it could no longer be denied. A silent confession that traveled through the winds of the early morning, reaching you, wrapping your soul in an embrace only true love can provide. From that moment on, they knew they weren't alone. They knew on a deep spiritual level that you felt the same way about them. But don't think it was an easy night for them. No, dear one, their heart was in turmoil, filled with pure anxiety. The human mind loves to play the what-if game. What if you didn't feel the same? What if you weren't thinking of them as they were thinking of you? Doubts gnawed at them, but the love was stronger. They waited, longed for a sign, anything to confirm that you were connected. You, in your bed, might have felt a sudden pang in your chest, a sense of urgency you couldn't explain. It was their anxiety communicating with your soul, their desire to find you, to hear you, to feel you. And then, the first light of dawn appeared on the horizon, bringing with it a promise. The night, with its secrets and revelations, was coming to an end. But it left something important for both of you, the certainty of a love that crosses distances and withstands the passage of time. Your soulmate, exhausted but emotionally clearer, finally felt a peace settle in their chest because they knew deep down that you felt it too. They knew that this night was just another testament to the unbreakable connection you share. As the daylight illuminated their room, hope sparkled in their heart. They know that soon you and they will be together, because this love, which endured the night, can withstand anything. Your soulmate couldn't sleep, consumed by the love and anxiety you awaken in them. And in the quiet of the night, you met, even if just for a brief moment, in the spiritual realm. This is the power of souls destined for each other. In those endless hours of insomnia, your person experienced a profound revelation of the love they feel for you. Every thought, every memory, every emotion was infused with an intensity that transcended the ordinary. The love they felt wasn't just a warm sensation. It was an overwhelming force, a reality that seemed to fill every part of their being. This love manifested with unshakable clarity, even in the absence of physical presence. Feeling love so intensely and viscerally while struggling to sleep brought forth the depth and strength of the bond you share. With a burning desire to be close to you, your soulmate felt a longing that was almost tangible. The physical absence became an insurmountable obstacle, and the yearning to overcome this distance grew with each passing minute. This longing wasn't just a fleeting restlessness, but an emotion that shaped their wakefulness and their perspective on life. The sense of being separated from you made every second of waiting an emotional challenge, a constant struggle to cope with the frustration and the desire to be by your side. In the stillness of the night, the quiet amplified the loneliness. Your soulmate felt the absence of you as a deep void, a lack that seemed to resonate through the silence around them. The tranquility of the night offered no solace, but instead highlighted the helplessness and longing they carried. The quiet became a canvas where feelings of loneliness and desire were projected with even greater intensity, creating a space of painful and unrelenting introspection. As time crept forward, your soulmate's anxiety became a crushing burden. The anticipation of a reunion, mixed with the uncertainty of when it would happen, created a sense of emotional suffocation. Every thought about the separation added an additional weight, an internal pressure that made the wakefulness even harder to bear. The anxiety manifested as a constant tightness in their chest, a relentless reminder of how essential your presence is to their emotional well-being. During those moments of insomnia, your soulmate sought comfort in the imagined embrace of you. Even in physical absence, they surrendered to thoughts and dreams of what real contact would be like. The warmth of your embrace, the security of being by your side, this imagined embrace became an emotional anchor, a temporary relief from the pain of separation. Feeling the embrace so vividly and intensely in their mind offered an escape from the harsh reality, a way to experience the closeness that their body could not provide. Despite all the turbulent emotions, hope remained steadfast in your soulmate's heart. The early morning, with its darkness and mystery, couldn't extinguish the flame of hope burning within them. The hope that the separation would one day end and that you would be reunited was a constant source of strength, even in solitude and anxiety. This hope offered a glimpse of the future, a promise that the love and connection between you would overcome the current difficulties. Each moment of wakefulness was, in part, a step towards that desired future, a reminder that despite the shadows of the night, the light of hope remained burning. In the darkness of that night, while you rested wrapped in dreams and calm, they were there, caught up in a whirlwind of uncontrollable feelings. Your soulmate lay down hoping that the fatigue of the day would lull them into a peaceful sleep. But as the hours passed and the house around them sank into silence, restlessness began to grow. They turned to the side, adjusted the pillow, closed their eyes, and still couldn't disconnect from what they felt. The love they carry for you isn't a mere affection. It touches the very roots of their being. In their mind, every thought was a piece of the puzzle you both share, and in the absence of answers, anxiety became their companion. How could they explain this feeling of emptiness, of something missing, when the physical presence alone isn't enough to satisfy what their soul seeks? They missed you, not just your body, but your complete presence, the energy that emanates from your being and envelopes there's like a protective cloak. They felt helpless, unable to understand why their heart kept beating so strongly, why their chest seemed to tighten with every thought of you. And as they lay there, eyes fixed on the ceiling, you, even miles away, might have felt a slight discomfort, a subtle sense of something moving, as if someone was trying to reach your heart. Because indeed they were. They thought of you with such intensity, with so much love, that their own energy vibrated toward your soul, seeking relief in the idea that somehow you might connect that night. And then, in an almost magical moment, they closed their eyes and whispered your name. They didn't need to shout, because they knew your soul would hear them. And you heard, somewhere deep in your heart. As your guardian angel, I witnessed that moment. Words and touches weren't needed, just the pure and unwavering feeling that emanated from them, crossing the invisible veil separating the dimensions. You met there, in the silence, like sparks joining together in the dark. Your love is like a force of nature, something that cannot be contained or entirely understood by logic. They know this. That's why, in those lonely hours of the night, anxiety took over them. Not because they doubted your love, but because they feel in every cell of their body that this love is greater than anything that can be expressed. They long to be by your side, not just in the good moments, but in every second, even the most trivial ones, because for them, every second with you is a piece of infinity. While you slept, their heart twisted, yearning for you like a castaway longing for solid ground. And yet, there was a serenity in their love, an acceptance that no matter how long the night was, it was just another step in the journey you are destined to walk together. Deep down, they knew that the distance was temporary. They know that the love you share is the compass that will always guide you back to each other, no matter where you are in the world. That is the beauty of a true soulmate love. It doesn't fade in absence. It flourishes. It becomes even more intense when words fall short, when eyes cannot touch. And it was this intensity that kept them awake that night. Your love is so deep that even in the loneliest hours, they are not truly alone, because they have you etched into their heart like an eternal vow. And you, without even knowing it, soothe their soul, sending them your energy, the silent promise that one day you will be side by side with nothing to keep you apart. As the night progressed, they wished for the impossible. To be in your arms, to rest their head on your chest, and to feel the warmth of your skin. But they knew that such an embrace was not physically possible at that moment, and that truth hurt. Yet, amidst the pain, there was a love so pure and unconditional that it kept them steady, even when anxiety threatened to drown them in their own thoughts. They couldn't touch you physically, but they embraced you with their spirit, with their soul that stretched across space and time, seeking the comfort only you can offer. They didn't want to sleep because they knew that when they closed their eyes, all that would be left were dreams. And dreams, as beautiful as they may be, do not replace the reality of your touch, of your voice whispering in their ear. But then, in a moment of surrender, they allowed themselves to close their eyes and dream of you. They let themselves be carried away by that wave of love that made them vibrate. And in that dream, they found themselves by your side. You were there with a smile that only they know. In that instant, the anxiety dissipated, giving way to an indescribable peace. I saw the relief that washed over them as they slept because they knew, even unconsciously, that this meeting wasn't just a product of their imagination, but a glimpse of what destiny holds for you both. They dreamed of you not because they wanted to escape reality, but because their soul recognizes the truth. You are destined for each other. In that dream, you embraced not as two separate bodies, but as one being, as it always has been and always will be. When they woke up, there was still a faint shadow of anxiety. The day was about to begin with all its challenges and obligations. Work, errands, the noise of the world. But the love they felt for you remained even stronger. This love was their strength, their hope, because they knew that no matter how long the nights were, or how lonely they might seem, they were merely parts of a greater journey. They believe in both of you. They believe in the story you are writing together, in the destiny that unites you. You, on your side, may not have fully understood the feelings that surged in your heart during the night, but know this: the restlessness, the tightness in your chest, the warmth you felt, it was the response to their call. It was the confirmation that you are connected, always. When they can't sleep, when their soul cries out for you, it's because the vastness of your love refuses to be merely a longing. It wants to be lived, experienced in its fullness. So don't fear this intensity. Embrace it as part of who you are. True love, the love of soulmates, is like this. It doesn't settle for halves. It desires everything. It wants to cross sleepless nights, overcome anxiety and doubts, and reach the promise on the horizon. The day when you will be together, finally, with nothing to separate you. Until then, know that each night like this, each moment of anxiety and desire, is a reminder of how powerful the love you share is. That night, the feeling of love for you enveloped them like a dense mist, penetrating every thought, taking over every beat of their heart. They lay down hoping to find some rest, but soon realized there would be no peace in that moment. Every time they closed their eyes, their mind filled with images of you, scenes they longed to live by your side. The distance between you didn't matter. The strength of that love was so overwhelming that they could feel your presence there, within reach of a sigh. It was as if your essence was floating around them, soothing and at the same time stirring their heart. Amidst the whirlwind of emotions, they wondered if you were feeling the same, if somewhere your heart also raced at the thought of them. The love they feel is a mystery that cannot be explained by everyday words. It's something that escapes logic, that knows no boundaries, and in a way it frightens them. But fear never made them waver, because they know that this love is the deepest truth of their existence. As the night stretched on, they surrendered to the vastness of this feeling. There was no fighting against what was inside them. Their love for you is not just a choice. It's a necessity. It's like breathing. And that night, breathing seemed harder because you weren't there beside them. Still, amid the anguish of absence, they smiled to themselves because they knew what you have is unique. A flame that doesn't extinguish even when the winds of distance try to weaken it. What they felt was an almost painful longing to be in your arms, not just to soothe their heart, but because being with you makes them feel complete. You are like two halves searching for each other in a universe full of fleeting encounters. They thought of you, wishing that time would bend, that distances would dissolve, so they could rest their head on your chest and hear the beats of your heart, the melody that calms all their fears. They wanted to tell you everything. The fears that sometimes surround them, the hope that keeps them strong, the love that silently grows with every moment. That night, they wished you could somehow feel the love overflowing from them, because for them, you are more than just a simple love. You are the promise of eternity, the dream they carry with them even amidst anxiety and fear. And so they lay there, motionless, staring into the dark void of the room, thinking about how life seems brighter with you. They know that the path to being truly together may be full of challenges, but this doesn't lessen the love. On the contrary, it only makes it grow stronger. Each second they stayed awake was a silent declaration of their love for you. It wasn't about words, about exchanged messages, but about the pure energy they sent toward your heart. In the silence of that night, they wished that somehow you could feel this energy, that you would know there is someone who loves you with such intensity, with a devotion that spans time and distance. This love is the strength that keeps them going even when sleep doesn't come, even when anxiety tries to steal their peace. In the midst of the night, when everything seemed still and lifeless, their heart burned with an uncontrollable flame. It was as if the love they felt for you was a fire that burns without consuming, a light that at the same time warms and illuminates the darkness. It wasn't just longing, but a deep desire to be where you are. The flame of love knew no barriers, and so, even in your absence, they felt your presence so real, so tangible. There were moments when their love for you became so intense it was almost painful. A good pain, like a constant reminder that something grand exists between you. They turned in bed, hugging the pillow as if it could replace the warmth of your body. But it was futile. The emptiness beside them only made them more certain that you are what's missing, what completes them. They then closed their eyes, not to sleep, but to try to reach you in thought. They pictured you, your face, your smile, your eyes that always seemed to hold secrets and promises. As the hours passed, they wondered what it would be like to be by your side at that very moment, what it would be like to share that night's silence with you, simply feeling each other's presence without needing words. For them, love isn't just about grand moments, but about the small ones you haven't yet shared. Waking up next to you, a silent hug after a long day, a glance that says everything without making a sound. In their heart, there was an unshakable certainty that this love is not in vain. No matter how far away you are or how many nights like this they will have to spend waiting, because the love they feel is the compass that guides them. It is their light in the darkest nights, the hope they carry in their chest. And at that moment, as they tried in vain to find sleep, they knew that you were there in some way. Maybe you didn't realize it, but your heart responded to theirs. You were parts of a greater whole, connected by something stronger than any obstacle that might arise. What they felt that night was a desire to share every part of their life with you. Not just the moments of joy, but also the silent ones, the doubts, the fears. They want to be your fortress, just as you are theirs. They want you to know that no matter what happens, they will be there by your side, even when the world seems to crumble, because their love for you is this: an eternal promise, a flame that never goes out, a strength that never weakens. As dawn began to break, bringing with it the first signs of light, they finally felt a gentle relief. It wasn't that the anxiety had completely vanished, but there was a growing sense of hope within them, because despite all the uncertainties, they knew that every night of waiting brought them closer to you, and that waiting, though sometimes painful, was part of the process that strengthened the love they feel. The sunrise brought with it the promise of a new day, a day that would somehow bring them a little closer to being with you. They got up, exhausted but determined. Their love for you had not worn out during the night. On the contrary, it had renewed itself, reaffirmed in every thought and desire they had. And now, seeing the light of day, they knew that true love is like this. It crosses the darkest nights and always finds a way to shine again. As the sun rose, painting the sky with soft colors, they got up with a weight in their chest, a result of the sleepless hours and the deep love they carried for you. Every ray of light that entered the room seemed like a silent reminder of the immense love that lives inside them, a love that even on the hardest mornings refuses to fade away. They moved slowly, still feeling the echoes of the past night in their soul. It was as if every cell of their body was attuned to your absence, and this absence was stronger than any words could express. That morning was filled with a deep silence. As they went about their daily tasks, their mind couldn't escape thoughts of you. It was a force pulling them, an invisible magnet making them feel your presence in everything. In the aroma of freshly brewed coffee, they wished to share the moment with you. In the first rays of sunlight, they imagined you by their side, watching the sunrise. The love they feel for you is so intense that it turns every small gesture, every thought, into a tribute to the connection you share. Throughout the day, they struggled against the urge to reach out to you, to tell you how present you were in their mind and heart. They knew that true love doesn't demand or insist. It is like a calm river flowing naturally. Even though beneath its serene surface there are powerful currents of emotion, and they feel those currents every day. There are moments when they stop and close their eyes, seeking your energy, your presence. It's almost a silent ritual, a way for them to connect with you amidst the chaos of the day. In these pauses, they feel their heart calm for a moment. They feel that even from afar, you are with them, and it is this certainty that keeps them steady. They want to tell you so many things, share how your love makes them feel alive and complete. But at the same time, they keep these words as a treasure, as a secret known only to them and the universe. Because for them, true love doesn't need to be spoken all the time. It is felt. It is lived in every breath, in every heartbeat. On that day, they realize something profound. The love they feel for you doesn't weaken them. It strengthens them. The anxiety that took hold of them during the night transformed into an inner strength. They know that no matter how far apart you are, the bond that unites you is unbreakable. There is a quiet courage in loving someone so intensely, a courage they embrace every day. They are not afraid of waiting or uncertainty because they believe in you. They believe that true love, the love of soulmates, can withstand time, distance, and any challenge life may bring. As the day dragged on, they found themselves daydreaming. Their mind drifted to a place where you were together, where there were no barriers separating you. They imagined you there by their side, your gazes meeting in a silence that spoke more than 1,000 words. They allowed themselves to indulge in these thoughts, these visions of a future where your love would finally bloom without impediments. And in those visions, they saw themselves happier than they had ever been, because being with you is what completes the emptiness they feel. There is a burning desire within them, a passion that doesn't fade. They miss you in every detail, in every corner of the world they look at. Seeing couples walking hand in hand, watching the sunset paint the sky golden. They think of you, of how it would be to share those moments with you. This absence isn't just physical. It's a soul-deep longing, a yearning that goes beyond ordinary understanding. They miss your laughter, the way you look at them as if you can see beyond everything they show the world. And this passion burning inside them makes them want you more with each passing day. They know that true love is made of highs and lows, of moments of joy and anxiety. But even knowing that, they surrender to the intensity of their feelings because they understand that it's this passion, this almost unbearable longing, that gives your love its power, its depth. They want to tell you everything, open their heart and let you see how much they love you, how much they're waiting for you. But at the same time, they are patient because they know that love cannot be rushed. It has its own rhythm, its own divine timing. They don't want to rush things, don't want to force destiny. They believe that when the right moment comes, you will meet and all barriers will fall. It's this faith, this trust in your love, that keeps them at peace, even when the passion threatens to take over. They take a deep breath and remind themselves that what you two have is something rare, something worth waiting for. What they felt throughout that day was a mix of emotions: love, longing, desire, and hope. They want to be with you, but they know that every moment of waiting is a step closer to the reunion. And in that intense desire, they find a strength they never knew they had. They find the certainty that no matter what happens, you belong to each other. And it's this certainty that keeps them going, that makes them face each day with a smile, even when the longing becomes almost unbearable. At night, when they finally lay down again, the weight of exhaustion was heavy on them, but it didn't extinguish the flame burning in their heart. They looked up at the ceiling, at the stars shining outside the window, and felt an unusual peace. No matter how painful the distance between you is, they believe in something greater. They believe in the destiny that unites you, in the strength of the love that transcends all barriers. And in that moment, they closed their eyes and whispered a silent prayer. They prayed that you were well, that you could feel their love reaching across time and space. They prayed for strength, patience, and courage for both of you, because loving like this with such depth and surrender is an act of bravery. And they are willing to be brave for you, for both of you. It's not that they doesn't have doubts or fears. It's that the love they feel is so immense that it quiets all uncertainties. That night, they dreamed of you again. They dreamed of a meeting in a place where there was no rush, where you could finally just be yourselves without the weight of expectations or the circumstances keeping you apart. They woke up with a soft smile, a sparkle in their eyes, because in that dream, they found what they're always searching for: the reflection of their soul in yours. And that dream wasn't just a simple illusion. It was the promise of what's to come. They know the path isn't easy, that there are days when the longing becomes unbearable, but they're willing to keep moving forward, to keep loving you with all the intensity of their being. Because loving you is what makes them feel alive. It's what gives meaning to the days and nights of waiting. They don't want to rush the future, don't want to force events. They just want to live this love day by day, moment by moment, knowing that what you have is eternal. And so they go on loving you with all the strength and gentleness of a soul that recognizes its other half. They believe that despite the long nights and quiet days, you're getting closer. Because true love is like that. It never gets lost. It always finds a way. I whisper these words with all my being, hoping they bring comfort and hope to your heart. You are loved, you are protected, and amazing things are in store for you. Keep the faith, keep moving forward, and know that I am always here, every step of the way. God is preparing a wonderful future where love will be the guiding star, lighting your path and bringing joy to every moment. Feel the peace that my presence brings. Let my love surround you, comfort you, and strengthen you. You are loved. You are protected. You are special. Wait patiently, because what God has for you can't compare to what's already passed. The future He is building for you will be full of wonderful things. And when His plans finally come to fruition in your life, you'll know it was worth every step, every prayer, every moment of waiting. God is preparing you for something greater, and you'll see with a heart full of gratitude that He has always been in control, guiding you to the best He has in store. I am your faithful guardian. I am the one who protects you, the one who is by your side with every step, every decision, every breath you take. Feel my presence now. Allow your spirit to deeply connect with me. Leave behind the worries of the outside world. Quiet the voices that pull you away from peace. Take a deep breath and open your heart, for I am here, and I always will be. Amen.